We will begin our class by chanting Omkaram 3 times. So today's monitor will be Adib and one more. Who will help Adib? Tell me. Param will help me. Okay, Param. Param and Adib. So all of you join your hands, close your eyes, and chant Omkaram to begin the class. Okay, my dear. So we are ready for our first class after the summer break. Okay, I welcome you all once again. So we'll begin now chapter number 2. Before that, any question from chapter number 1? Crop production and management. You know बेटा इसमें मैनेजमेंट वर्ड भी था. आपको लगता होगा मैनेजमेंट क्यों था? क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन समझ में आ गया, हमें खूब सारा अनाज उगाना है, लेकिन मैनेजमेंट क्यों करना है? कोई बताएगा?
सर स्टोरेज पर्पस से शायद.
हाँ बेटा, बहुत सारा फूड हमारा स्पॉइल हो जाता है बेटा, है ना. ग्रेन्स प्रॉपर स्टोरेज नहीं होने के चलते बहुत सारा ग्रेन हमारा वेस्ट हो जाता है. कई बार अखबारों में पढ़ते होंगे आप, खुले में कट्टे के अंदर गेहूं या धान रखा था, अचानक से बारिश हो गई, सारे गीले हो गए, और एक बार गीला होता है तो मॉइस्चर हो जाता है बेटा. और मॉइस्चर लगने पर आप पढ़ेंगे अभी चैप्टर में, फंगस ग्रोथ हो जाती है. उसको फंगस एक माइक्रोऑर्गेनिज्म है, और वो पूरा का पूरा ग्रेन जो है वो खराब हो जाता है, स्पॉइल हो जाता है, फिर खाने लायक नहीं बचता, जानवर तक नहीं खाते फिर उसको, इतना मतलब सड़ जाता है पूरा वो. Right? So we have to learn how to store and how to transport the food grains from one part of our country to the other part where it is not available. है ना? And now since we have been using more fertilizers, so time has come to stop using excess fertilizer. Now we should go for
मैन्योर.
हाँ, more manure based fertilizers only in required quantity, है ना बेटा. And that's why आज हम क्या कहते हैं, कौन से अनाज हम पसंद कर रहे हैं? बोलिए, नाम सुना होगा आपने. 2 तरह की दालें मिलने लगी आजकल मार्केट में. सिक्किम इसमें सबसे आगे हमारे कंट्री में है.
सर व्हाट?
सिक्किम में विदाउट फर्टिलाइजर हम मैन्योर, मैक्सिमम मैन्योर यूज करके खेती करने लगे हैं बेटा, है ना. धीरे धीरे
ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग.
हाँ, फिर से बोलो बेटा.
ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग.
हाँ, ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग इसको बोलते हैं. देयर फर्टिलाइजर्स आर यूज्ड मिनिमम इन मिनिमम क्वांटिटी. एवरीथिंग इज मैनेज्ड बाय यूजिंग ऑर्गेनिक सब्सटेंसेस. तो ऑर्गेनिक दालें आजकल मिलने लगी है, नाम सुना होगा आपने. अगली बार जब आप मम्मी के साथ या पापा के साथ मार्केट में जाइए कुछ परचेज करने के लिए, दाल और दूसरे अनाज खरीदने जाइए, तो आप वहाँ पूछेंगे कि हमें कैन वी गेट ऑर्गेनिक पल्सेज. थोड़ी दाम ज़्यादा लगता है इनका आज, मगर धीरे धीरे जब ज़्यादा पॉपुलर हो जाएगा तो होपफुली रेट भी किसी के बराबर आ जाएगा, मगर अभी थोड़ा महंगा पड़ता है क्योंकि मैन्योर को जस्ट टू मैनेज करना, उसको करने में टाइम लगता है बेटा, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इट इज नाउ कॉस्टली इट इज. तो ऑर्गेनिक खेती बोलते हैं, ऑर्गेनिक फूड नाउ डेज इट इज बिकमिंग वेरी पॉपुलर. तो आप भी आगे से ऑर्गेनिक फूड की तरफ मूव कीजिए, मार्च कीजिए, जितना हो सके, है ना, उस तरफ जाएं. इससे क्या होता है कि हमारा जो केमिकल्स हमारे बॉडी में कम से कम जाएंगे. Okay, so all thing is well in that chapter. So let me put in my screen. अदीब देखना बेटा.
यस सर.
या Okay, so first of all, let me show you your NCERT book. Today also I have sent that chapter, है ना? PDF
Yes,
of that
sir.
Yes,
group.
sir.
So anybody who is not having the book doesn't matter, beta, है ना? If I forget, remind me. I will send you the PDF of that chapter. Okay, so this is your, है ना? Chapter number 2, microorganisms, friend and foe. फ्रेंड कौन जानते हैं ना बेटा? फ्रेंड यानी हमारे
Yes,
दोस्त,
sir.
फ्रेंड और दुश्मन।
वो मीन्स एनिमी,
वो
है
या
ना?
तो कृष्ण।
दुश्मन। अभी तो कोरोना वायरस को देखकर ऐसा लगता है कि ऑल माइक्रोवेव्स आर आवर फो, ऑल आर आवर एनिमी, ऐसा तो सबके सब दुश्मन है, बट दिस इज नॉट सो। इन फैक्ट वी कैनॉट सर्वाइव विदाउट माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स। इनकी दुनिया हमारी
यस
दुनिया
सर।
से बहुत बड़ी है बेटा, है ना? माइक्रोऑर्गेनिजम्स दे आर फाउंड एवरीवेयर। हर तरह के इन्वायरमेंटल कंडीशन में वो सर्वाइव कर लेते हैं, राइट? तो let us begin. See the slide. Yeah. Can you see some pictures on the screen, Adib?
Yes, sir.
है ना बेटा? So you can say that Om Sri Sai Ram. We'll begin chapter number 2, microorganisms, friend and foe. Right? Before we go ahead, let us see one video. Yeah, just see this video, beta. If it plays, okay. Otherwise, we'll go ahead. This I have taken from Diksha. Diksha app. You all know that. This information. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Adib?
Yes, sir.
Is sound okay, beta?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
सर।
Oh, good. First part of the video. Are they our friends?
Sonia, a 13-year-old curious city girl studying in class 8. Mummy, Sonia's mother, who facilitates them in understanding different concepts. Kabir, Sonia's 14-year-old brother, who helps her contemplate things and perform various activities. Hi friends, my name is Tanya and this is my elder brother Kabir. Both of us love curry chawal. Yes, Sanya, I was thinking, why don't we both cook curry chawal today? Oh yes, it would be great fun. But Bhaiya, I just know how to make chawal. I don't know how to cook curry. Don't worry, Sanya. I had seen a curry recipe on TV. You can refer to it and make curry. We'll give mummy a surprise and ask her to taste it for us. Yes, good idea. Whenever we make something, Mummy feels so happy. Yeah, let's start then. Bhaiya, we would first need to set curd for making curry. Do you know how to do that, Sanya? Oh yes, that's not difficult. You just need to boil the milk first and then let it cool. Once the milk is cool, put a teaspoon of curd, also called curd starter, in the cooled milk and let it rest. The curd will set. Oh, great. But you know, I have heard that curd takes different amount of time to set, depending on the weather. Like, for example, it sets faster in the summers and takes a little longer during the winters. That's right. That's because in summers the temperatures are high and in winters the temperatures are lower. Correct. But this is not the only reason for quicker setting of curd. There are other reasons as well. Is it? What other reasons can be there? Well, we haven't discussed about the most important factors, which are the microorganisms. Microorganisms? What role do they play in this process? In high temperatures, microorganisms are more active. Because of this, curd sets faster during the summers. Oh, yes, and you must have noticed that the longer the curd is kept, it gets even sour. Absolutely. Now tell me, Sanya, how do you like your curry? Less sour or more sour? I like my curry more sour. Then we would need to keep our curd undisturbed for longer. Exactly. Let us get started then. Yes, let's get started. Oh wow, Bhaiya, the curry has turned out so well. Absolutely yummy. This is really awesome. The next day, while making her breakfast, Tanya notices the slice of bread closely and observes the hole on its surface. Mummy, I often wonder why bread slices have these holes. Tanya, these holes are carbon dioxide gas bubbles that are released by microorganisms such as bacteria and yeast. Bacteria, yeast? Yes, yeast is added while making bread dough and it produces carbon dioxide, which gets trapped inside the dough in the form of bubbles. When this dough is baked, the gas escapes, leaving the bubbles behind in the form of these holes that we use. Kids, do you know yeast is commonly available product and is available online at bakery stores and sometimes at chemists too. It is available in both dry and hydrated forms and needs to be mixed with sugar and warm water to be activated for fermentation. You know, Mummy, my friend had brought idlis to school yesterday. Her idlis were so soft and fluffy. She mentioned that idlis are also made in similar manner. Yes, exactly. Idlis become fluffy because of the process of fermentation. Mummy, will you help me making some idlis today? I want to see how this works. Friends, would you also want to observe this? Take help from your parents and try making some instant idlis at home. You can use the idli mix available in the market for this. Research about the various ways to make idlis and create a report on the method of making idlis that you like the most. Earlier today, Sanya and Kabir had gone out with Mummy and had lunch at a restaurant. Along with food, they were served with pickled onions, which they found to be really tasty. Bhaiya, why don't we make pickled onions at home? Oh, definitely. I was thinking about this. See, I have already searched for the method of making pickled onions in the recipe book. Oh, wow! Let's get started then. All right, so we need some shallots, carrots or small sized onions, some beetroot, and some chilies.
And most important of all, we would need some vinegar.
Right.
What do we do next?
Now you'd first take the onions and peel them. Now add some salt and sugar in them. Add the diced up beetroot and sliced and halved green chilies. Now we add the vinegar and mix it all up. Our vinegar pickled onion is almost ready.
Now we put all this in a clean glass container and let it rest for the night.
Yes, but how do you know that?
Oh, that! Because Mummy had done the same when she was making the pickle. She had mixed all the ingredients, including oil and spices, and had kept the pickle in the sun for a few days. She had told me that some pickles are made using vinegar as well.
Yes, you are right. Vinegar not only gives it a good taste, but also saves it from getting spoiled too soon. Microorganisms will not be able to grow because of vinegar.
Hmm, but why did we put beetroot?
Well, beetroot is good for health and gives us a good color.
Bhaiya, can I see how yeast works?
Sure, let us do an activity for that. Our science teacher had shown this to us.
Yes, Bhaiya, let's do it.
Let me fill a glass with water. You add some sugar and a spoonful of yeast to it. Let us keep this covered for 4 to 6 hours in a warm place and then see what happens.
Beta, you can do also this activity, right? Yeast powder is available in the market. Okay, Adib, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, beta. So note down this activity in your book also. I'll show you later on.
Friends, you can also try this activity at home and then see what happens. Bhaiya, these microorganisms are truly our friends. They are used in so many things.
Tanya, can you help me put these vegetable peels in the garbage bin?
Sure, Mummy, but don't we recycle our kitchen waste?
Recycle the waste? Where did you hear about that?
You know, today teacher took us to our school garden. We observed that there are some bins placed at the end of the garden, and the gardener was collecting all the dry and decaying plant waste in it. Initially, we thought that these are garbage bins, but our teacher told us that these were composting bins that were being used to convert waste to manure. This manure would be used to provide nutrition to the plants. Teacher told us that microorganisms come into use here too. All the waste that we put into these bins is decomposed by the microorganisms and converted into manure.
Yes, this manure is high in nutrients for the plants.
Let us also recycle waste, Mummy. Friends, do you know, for recycling of waste, it must first be sorted as dry and wet waste. While the wet waste and other decomposable things like leaves, etc., can be used to produce manure, dry waste like paper, plastic, etc., can be recycled into different things for reuse.
Okay, Sanya, let us recycle waste and start composting.
Look, Kabir Bhaiya, Mummy has got us a pot for composting.
Wow, we would be composting.
Yes, Bhaiya, it would be so good for the environment. Let us put these fruit peels in this pot and keep adding any decomposable waste in it. Friends, you can also start composting at home and see how microorganisms convert our waste to manure. For this, you can take an earthen pot with lid and add your kitchen waste to it. Remember to keep this pot covered and keep it outside your house as decomposting waste produces gases which smell bad. Keep adding your kitchen waste to it and do remember to shuffle the components of the bin once a week so that all waste gets properly decomposed. Observe the components of the drill after 4 to 5 weeks and share your observations with your class. Let us summarize our learning. Microbes in curd promote the formation of curd when put in warm milk. This fermentation releases carbon dioxide, creating bubbles in bread dough. Microorganisms decompose waste and convert it into manure.
Okay, my dear. So just now you have seen, right? This was the introduction of the chapter. You have heard the word microorganism several times. Okay, anybody can remember which microorganism help in setting of curd? Alif,
Sir,
Lactobacillus.
lactobacillus.
lactobacillus bacteria. Very good. And in fact, if we were right now in the lab, we could have seen the curd under a microscope, and you could have seen lactobacillus with your own eyes, right? Using the microscope. है ना? Hopefully.
Sir, radium is also a microorganism.
Yeah. Now let us go ahead. Yeah. Now, so in this video, you have seen that the role of the microbes were just like friends, right? Actually, most of the microorganisms, they are our friends. We did not afraid much about them, right? So microorganisms are present all around us, but they are too small to be seen with naked eye. We cannot see them with our naked eye, right? They are present everywhere in the atmosphere, in air, in water and soil, everywhere, beta, right? In short, we call them microbes also. Adib, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beta. So microorganisms, in short, we also call them microbes. Okay. Microorganisms are very small organisms. They are like us. They also have life. Okay. Which cannot be seen with the unaided eye. Unaided means without having some help. You will need a microscope to see them. They can be seen only with a microscope. Right? Microorganisms may be unicellular or multicellular. Do you know the meaning of unicellular and multicellular?
Yes, sir.
You know it?
Single-celled
Unicellular
organism is
means,
called unicellular. Yes, sir.
Devina, can you answer?
Yes, sir. So
What is,
unicellular organisms contain only one cell and
very,
multicellular contain many cells.
very good, beta. Uni means one. An organism which is made up of only one cell. We all know. And we all are made up of cells. Cell is the building block of life. It is a cell which is the structural and functional unit of life. Right? And in multicellular means more than one cell and many cells. We are multicellular. Right? Microorganisms may exist alone और इन कॉलोनी या तो अकेले होते हैं या फिर ग्रुप में रहते हैं विच इज कॉल्ड कॉलोनी फॉर एग्जांपल यू माइट हैव ऑब्जर्व दैट ड्यूरिंग द रेनी सीजन मॉइस्ट ब्रेड गेट्स स्पॉइल्ड अभी रेनी सीजन जस्ट नाउ यू विल स्टार्ट राइट बेटा और ऐसे भी आप क्या करो आप घर में अगर ब्रेड हो तो उसको गीला करके और किसी अंधेरी जगह में रख दो ठीक है एंड
उस
देन
पर फंगस आ जाता है.
हाँ फंगस है ना fungus will grow on them. Greenish white patches you will see, it is called fungus. Very good. But remember, do not consume that piece of bread afterwards. So खाना मत उसको. That becomes poisonous beta. है ना? Now the question comes, types of microorganisms. Before that, let us see your book. तो बुक देख लो बेटा अपना. बुक देखिए अपनी. साइंस बुक है आपके पास? ये देखिए
Yes, sir.
बेटा, there is one activity: collect some moist soil from the field in a beaker and add water to it. After the soil particles have settled down, observe a drop of water from the beaker under the microscope. Right, which we cannot do right now because we are not in the lab. And once we will be in the lab, remind me this. Okay. Similarly, take a few drops of water from a pond. किसी pond में या गंदे नाले से एक दो बूंद पानी स्लाइड पे डाल करके, if we observe under microscope, we can see many microorganisms in them. Okay, so these observations show that water and soil are full of tiny organisms. देखने में पानी बिल्कुल साफ लगता है, but there may be millions of microorganisms in them. Though not all of them fall into the category of microbes. These microorganisms or microbes are so small in size that they cannot be seen with the unaided eye, with our naked eye. Some of these, such as the fungus that grows on bread, can be seen. फंगस को आप देख पाओगे, है ना? With magnifying glass से भी दिख जाएगा, ऐसे भी दिख जाएगा. And if you are having a magnifying glass, उससे थोड़ा और magnify करके देखो. Others cannot be seen without the help of a microscope. That is why these are called microorganisms or microbes, because we need microscope to see them. Right? Now we have classified these microorganisms into different set groups. Okay, so there are 4 major groups and fifth one also. Fifth one are viruses. So there are 4 major groups: bacteria, note down, fungi, protozoa, and algae. Okay, and fifth one is viruses. Okay, beta. So what are the different groups in which microorganisms can be classified? Adib?
Yes, sir. Bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, and viruses.
Very good. Out of these, viruses are very, very small. They are macroscopic but are different from other microorganisms. Viruses are classified. They have been kept on the boundary of living and non-living. देखिए, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and algae, they all are living. Okay, but viruses, they are living also. They are non-living also. है ना? ये जो कोरोना वायरस नाम सुन रहे हो, this when this enters into a living cell, into living body, then it becomes starts reproducing and it becomes living. But if it is in the environment on any surface and it has not entered inside the body, inside any living cell, then it is just like dead. Okay, because it cannot multiply, it cannot reproduce, it cannot increase its number. So viruses are living also, they are non-living also. Viruses can only reproduce, note down, viruses are also macro but are different from others. How? They reproduce only inside the cells of the host organism. Host means the cell, the living organism in which they go and live there, which may be, याद रखिए, वायरस कैन इन्फेक्ट अ बैक्टीरिया. ये बैक्टीरिया के अंदर चला जाता है, बैक्टीरिया के अंदर जाकर उसका सेल मैकेनिज्म यूज करता है और खुद सर्वाइव होता है, प्लांट और एनिमल, है ना? Some of the viruses you can see in the figure here. ये देखिए, 2 वायरस दिख रहा है आपको, है ना? ये जो नीचे वाला वायरस है, दिस वन, दिस इज कॉल्ड बैक्टीरियोफेज, है ना? दिस वायरस इज फाउंड इन प्लेंटी इन गंगा वाटर, है ना? बैक्टीरियोफेज, ये बैक्टीरिया के ऊपर इन्फेक्ट करता है और उसके अंदर जाके रहता है, ठीक है? एंड you might have seen at present this one. Can you identify this?
Sir, coronavirus.
Sir, corona.
Coronavirus.
कोरोना वायरस, है ना? इसके डायग्राम को बना लेना आप लोग कॉपी में, एग्जाम में दे दूंगा बनाने के लिए, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
हाँ बेटा, ये देखिए, है ना? So you all know very well. तो देखिए, क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ माइक्रोऑर्गेनिजम्स. So remember, There are four main types of microorganisms. They are bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoans. Bacteria, example can say lactobacillus, जिसको अभी आपने बताया, which is found in curd, E. coli, etc. Algae, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra. Fungi, bread mold, Penicillium, Aspergillus. Protozoans में amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena, etc. Right? इसमें याद रखना है वायरसेस के बारे में. Viruses are the next group of microorganisms, but remember they are living also and they are not
Non-living
living
also.
also. When they are in the environment, they are non-living because they cannot reproduce. है ना बेटा? वो अपना नंबर नहीं बढ़ा सकते. लेकिन the moment they enter into a living cell, they use the mechanism of that cell and start reproducing, and that shows the sign of a living. You know, reproduction is one of the characteristics of living organisms. याद आ रहा है?
सर
Yes, sir.
बोलो.
सर ये जब आपने सर बताया कि वायरसेस जब एनवायरनमेंट में होते हैं तो वो नॉन लिविंग होते हैं क्योंकि वो रिप्रोड्यूस नहीं करते हैं, तो सर उस समय उनके पास लिविंग बींग्स लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म होने की और कोई भी कैटेगरी नहीं होती है.
हाँ, they है ना, they cannot reproduce, so they cannot harm anybody बेटा, है ना. Reproduction, they start reproducing, है ना. They cannot use their own cell mechanism, है ना. That's why they are non-living. Okay. Now we might have heard common elements like cold, influenza, and most coughs. They are caused by viruses. Serious diseases like polio and chickenpox, they are also caused by viruses. है ना? And right now, coronavirus that has caused havoc, you all know. ये देखिए डायग्राम बुक में देखिए आपको ये डायग्राम आपको यू हैव टू ड्रॉ द डायग्राम. सी योर बुक बेटा, बुक में देखिए दिख रहा है?
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी, ये देखिए बैक्टीरिया, ड्रॉ द डायग्राम.
Okay, sir.
Bacteria of many shapes, rod shaped, है ना. कॉमा shaped bacteria they are called vibrio, है ना. ये देखिए.
Sir, we have to draw all of these.
इन योर साइंस नोट्स आपने कॉपी बनाई होगी बेटा, उसमें पहले
Yes,
नोट्स
sir.
लिखते हैं, फिर उसमें क्वेश्चन आंसर करते हैं. तो नोट्स में आप लोग कॉपी में देखिएगा, व्हाइट पेज होगा लेफ्ट साइड में, है ना.
Yes,
उस
sir.
पेज पे यू टू ड्रॉ ऑल दीस डायग्राम्स, है ना.
Yes, sir.
इफ यू कैन यूज crayons टू कलर आल्सो. ये देखिए algae, है ना. दो एग्जांपल दिया हुआ है, Chlamydomonas एंड Spirogyra. ये प्रोटोजोआ, अमीबा एंड Paramecium. fungi, bread mold, पेनिसिलियम, एस्परजिलस, है ना. एग्जाम में डायग्राम बना दे सकते हैं, नाम पूछ सकते हैं. आप ड्रॉ कर लेंगे तो आपको याद रहेगा बेटा, है ना. आज ही ड्रॉ कर लेना सभी लोग जा करके.
Yes, sir.
एंड these two, और साथ में क्या ड्रॉ करने के लिए मैंने बोला?
कोरोना वायरस.
वायरस का डायग्राम, है ना. ओके बेटा. सो these are microorganisms, but mostly when we hear the name of microorganism, we are filled with terror. Generally, we hear the name of microorganism and we only think about diseases. हम उसके harm के बारे में सोचने लगते हैं. But this is not so. Remember, microorganisms play an important role in our life. Just now you have seen in the video, curd. Can you expect curd without lactobacillus bacteria? बताइए, मिल्क से कर्ड बनेगा?
नो सर, अगर
सर नहीं बनेगा.
तो नहीं बनेगा.
And curd is very good for our health, बेटा, है ना. Talk to your mama, talk to your papa, talk to your elders in the family. How curd is helpful for us, right? And how many varieties of dishes we can prepare using curd. कर्ड को यूज कर कितनी सारी वैरायटी ऑफ डिशेज बनाते हैं हमें. तो अगर
सर बहुत सारी सही दही बड़े सब वगैरह. और
वेरी गुड. तो अगर लैक्टोबैसिलस माइक्रोऑर्गेनिज्म ना हो, बैक्टीरिया है ये, so we cannot enjoy curd. तो हम मोस्टली चिंता करने लगते हैं, बीमारियों से बाहर डरने लगते हैं, है ना? But most of the microorganisms, they are our friends. They help us. Without them, our life will not be easy. ठीक है बेटा? Some of them are beneficial in many ways. मेरे लिए हमारे लिए बहुत ही लाभकारी हैं. Whereas some others are harmful and cause diseases. Of course, we have to be very very careful. अभी देखो कोरोना वायरस से अगर हम जो प्रोटोकॉल है, कोरोना कोरोना प्रोटोकॉल हमारा है, तो याद कराएगा हमें, अदीप बताएगा. What we should remember right now, beta, so that we are not easily infected by coronavirus.
Sir,
Number one, हाँ
sir,
बोलो.
we should wear a mask.
Very good. Mask is must. Okay.
We should sanitize our hands again and again.
Very good.
We should wash our hands
हाँ.
and keep social distance.
Very good. Well done. Well done. Very good, बेटा. है ना? We
सर
all.
विदाउट एनी वर्क तो बाहर से भी नहीं निकलना घर से।
हाँ, विदाउट मास्क. मास्क लगाकर निकलना चाहिए हम बेटा, और सैनिटाइजर, और अदरवाइज वॉश योर हैंड्स विथ सोप, है ना? दोनों में से कोई एक फ्रिक्वेंटली करते रहना है. एंड कीप डिस्टेंस, है ना? 6 फीट की दूरी रखनी है, 2 गज दूरी, मास्क है जरूरी, है ना? ऑल दीज, एंड यू कैन प्रमोट ऑल दीज विद इन द सोसाइटी, है ना? आप छोटे जितना बोलेंगे ना तो बड़े भी सुनते हैं, है ना बेटा? पर्टिकुलरली अगर हम भीड़ भाड़ वाली जगह में जा रहे हैं तो मास्क लगाना तो बहुत ही मस्त है ना? एंड पर्टिकुलरली इफ somebody infected, right, we should, and that person should also wear mask. Okay बेटा, so let us take this first part, friend part, है ना? है ना? पहले friend part को पढ़ लें. Microbes are our good friend also. In fact, without them, our life will not be easy. Microorganisms are used for making curd from milk, for making cheese, pickles, bread, cakes, pastries, alcohol, wine, vinegar, etc. सोचिए, ये सब चीजें नहीं बन पाएंगी without microorganisms, right? Making curd from milk, the bacterium called lactobacillus. Note down the name and spelling also. Reproduces in milk and helps to convert milk into curd. ठीक है बेटा? Which acid is present in curd? Param? Anybody?
Sir,
हाँ बेटा.
sir, lactic acid.
लैक्टोबैसिलियस.
नहीं, वो जो एसिड बनता है एक्चुअली, दही खट्टा होता है बेटा, है ना? कर्ड खट्टा होता है क्योंकि उसमें एसिड बनता है, और एसिड का नाम है लैक्टिक एसिड, है ना? The milk is converted into lactic acid using lactobacillus bacteria. Okay, making bread. The fungus called yeast. Yeast is a fungus. Note down. Yeast is a fungus.
Fungus.
इसका पाउडर मार्केट में मिलता है. आप इसका यूज करके एक्टिविटी जो मैंने बताई है ना, एक्टिविटी बुक में दिखाता हूँ, उसको करना आपको है. एंड शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंसेस, है ना? They reproduces in flour, dough and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, आटे में ईस्ट को डाल करके उसमें थोड़ी शक्कर मिला देते हैं और हल्का वार्म वाटर से इसको डो बना लेते हैं. उस डो को अगर छोड़ दोगे गीले कपड़े ढक करके, तो आप देखोगे थोड़ी देर के बाद में, लगभग आधे घंटे के बाद, तो डो का साइज बड़ा हो जाएगा. तो भाई डो का साइज किसने बड़ा कर दिया?
सर ईस्ट ने.
ईस्ट ने. एक्चुअली ईस्ट जो डाला था आपने, वो स्टार्टेड रिप्रोड्यूसिंग, उसको फूड मिल गया, फिर रिप्रोडक्शन चालू हुआ, तो उसकी नंबर बढ़ती गई, और फिर उनके रेस्पिरेशन जब कर दी, व्हेन दे रेस्पायर, यू नो, 7th क्लास याद करो.
एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन.
हाँ, ईस्ट एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन, है ना? एनारोबिकली रेस्पायर करेंगे और क्या प्रोड्यूस करेंगे? जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस निकलता, वो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस निकलना चाहेगा बाहर, जगह तो है नहीं, तो वो उसको जो नीडेड डो है उसका साइज बड़ा कर देता है, और फिर वही हम यूज करते हैं जब ब्रेड बनाने में. तो ब्रेड में फाइन होल्स हो जाते हैं, आपके देखा होगा आपने स्लाइस.
Yes, sir.
So during respiration, they give out carbon dioxide gas, and that bubbles of carbon dioxide produces that hole, which makes the dough soft and helps in making bread, cakes, biscuits, pastries. All these are made. अब देखिए कमर्शियल यूज है ना, इससे पैसे कमा सकते हैं हम। यूज ऑफ माइक्रोऑर्गेनिजम्स, माइक्रोऑर्गेनिजम्स आर यूज फॉर द लार्ज स्केल प्रोडक्शन ऑफ अल्कोहल, वाइन एंड एसिटिक एसिड, इसको आप विनेगर बोलते हो, है ना। ईस्ट इज यूज फॉर कमर्शियल प्रोडक्शन ऑफ अल्कोहल एंड वाइन। अगेन ईस्ट इज यूज, right? For this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice, and crushed fruit juices. है ना? And the process is called fermentation. Note down. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation.
fermentation.
जो सुगर प्रेजेंट होता है बार्ली में, व्हीट में, राइस में या जो फ्रूट्स हैं, वो शुगर कन्वर्ट हो जाता है अल्कोहल में with the help of yeast, which is called fermentation. लुई पास्चर, याद रखिए साइंटिस्ट का नाम, डिस्कवर्ड फर्मेंटेशन इन 1857। इन्होंने ही ढूंढा था फर्मेंटेशन को, राइट। ये देखिए, है ना फर्मेंटेशन। डू दिस एक्टिविटी, एक्टिविटी नंबर 2.3। ये एक्टिविटी करेंगे, देखिए फिगर नंबर 2.6, है ना। आज सब लोग करके देखना बेटा इसको। इट्स वेरी सिंपल एक्टिविटी, है ना। ट्राई टू डू दिस एंड देन अगेन डू दिस एट 2.4 also, right? So this is my homework, 2.3 and 2.4. Do it and we'll discuss the rest part in the next period. Okay, any question?
No, sir.
32 were present. नोट डाउन, नाम क्या बेटा? अदीब।
Yes sir.
सबके नाम लिख लिया आपने?
Yes sir.
ओके, है ना। यू विल सेंड मी लेटर ऑन। एनी क्वेश्चन बेटा? तो थोड़ा और चैप्टर को पढ़ के आना, है ना। आई थिंक टुमारो वी
Yes,
हैव
sir.
and do the 2 activities. Try to do the 2 activities, है ना। जो भी दुकान आपके आसपास खुली होंगी वहां मिल जाएगा ईस्ट पाउडर। इसका केक के फॉर्म मिलता है, छोटे से केक के फॉर्म मिलेगा ईस्ट। आप बोलेंगे हमें ईस्ट चाहिए, ओके। तो
Yes sir.
let us conclude by chanting Shanti Path. ओके बेटा, साई राम।
Thank you sir.
Sai Ram, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sairam, sir.
Sairam,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Sai Ram, sir.
Sairam, sir.
Thank you. Bye sir.
Sairam, sir.